Yeah, so we did really well this season, and of course the last period was a little bit different, and but we were in our plan to refresh our squad, to create the condition to have our full squad available, and I think it was really important today because. The energy we showed, the connection, the commitment. I think it's the main point in the playoffs mode. You need extra energy, you need connection, you need freshness, and I think it was the case today.
You had to defend your box a lot, but from the way you set up, I think you anticipated that, and you seemed relatively comfortable with how the game was going on in that season.
Not especially during the first half. I think they overloaded their right side, so we were outnumbered on our left side, and I think it was a little bit tough during the first half. We fixed the problem during the halftime, so even if we conceded crosses, throw-ins during the second half, the balls we recovered during the second half were different, and we felt that it was possible to create the link with the regain and the counter-attacks, and it was our game plan today because with our squad we know that we have these two main threats with our two forwards. They are in that scenario able to manage big spaces, and they showed that it was possible and scored twice.
When did you make the decision to go with two up top? You've been preparing that for a while?
We used this setup during the season, not often, but it happened. So in my mind, with the coaching staff, we knew that this setup was possible. It's always connected with a scenario, with the feeling of the week. But at the end, it was a good decision.
And your other big decision was Dan Ballard. Very harsh on Chris Mepham not to play, given how well he's been this season. But Dan was defending the box so well tonight, more than just that.
Yeah, Chris Mepham has been impressive with us this season and played a lot of football. And every player in this back line has his own qualities. And I think in that scenario, against that team in semi-final, away especially, it was important to have this physicality in the box. And Ballard came back two games ago now and was ready to manage these situations properly.
You never get too high or too low. Is that the message after the game to the players that it's only halfway through the time?
It wasn't even necessary from me because the players were ready to say just halfway. We have a second game at home on Tuesday. And it will be a tough game. So first of all, try to recover properly and then train properly to prepare the second leg. It will be another game, same opponent, but a different scenario. Anything can happen in football, so we have to be ready.
Scott. Just talk a little bit about the defensive side of your game, Regis, because you have said in the past when you play with two up front, sometimes you think it can leave you short of numbers kind of in the middle. But today, it felt that you were so compact, so well organised in there, two banks of four, that for all Coventry had a lot of the ball, they just couldn't get through you.
Yeah, they were not through, and because it was the first, always the first idea in this block to avoid the passes through, but they were good on the side. So first problem fixed, but second one was a little bit difficult, especially during the first half, I repeat. And after that, just a small adjustment, I think it was better. Yes, but the unit was really sensitive. We felt that they worked together. We can talk about tactics, but it was more than tactics today. It was bravery, it was courage, it was willingness, it was team spirit, teamwork, and so on.
And you probably got sick of us talking about how Wilson hadn't scored and hadn't done this and hadn't done any other. I mean, couldn't have took the goal much better, could he?
Yeah. It's important, and we have to believe and in our players to support them, because everyone in sport, in every competition, I should say like that, you can't maintain the same level. So if you don't trust your players, you don't support them when it's tough, you will lose them. And it wasn't, for me, it wasn't the case. They worked well. They can go through different periods, but today they were right on time.
And just on the, again, you talk about trusting your players. The other thing we've been thrown at you all the time in the last month is the own, resting players. Have you done the right thing? Well, you always said my players will be ready.
Yeah, it was clear in my mind. It's tough after 5 defeats in a row, to be fair. But at the same time, it was really important to be ready for that type of games. It's so intense. And I repeat, Coventry played well. If we had mainly our full squad fresh, so it was our main point. I never had doubt about the level of our team. We showed so many times that we were ready to play good games in big games. So why not now? It's for me it was obvious. So the main question was, can we have our full squad fresh? It was the case.
Spoke as well about during the week about your young team sort of coming of age. They certainly did that, I think.
Yeah, we talked a lot about complacency, about consistency, about discipline, because young players, before making mistakes, they can just be driven by the dynamic of the game. You score, and now the game is finished. So I was really impressed today, again, by the level of maturity for such a young team. So it was tough, I repeat. It wasn't an easy game, but they stay connected, they stay grounded in our principles, and this was the main principles of our success today.
Spoke as well just about Mayenda and Agilis. Are they still on track for?
Yeah. The AG started to train fully with us last week, and it will be the case for Romain next week.
How good is the team spirit at this club? Because for all footballing quality, you can't always teach heart and passion, which we saw in the first. I think there was one shot where I think 4 or 5 different players all went to try and block.
Yeah.
So that's quite something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough to create this mindset, to be fair, but it's really a strong quality of this team. And I was surprised early in the season to watch these behaviors, because they want to defend their box, they want to defend their goalkeeper, their goal, and they stick together all the time. So even when it's tough, you can feel this energy. And I think in this period, it's more about mindset than tactics, than technical qualities. It helps for sure, but the mindset is so important.